What's going on, family? Scrapbook Boxing Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. I brought out my Australian Ring magazine collection. Yesterday I was looking up a fighter by the name of Freddie Dawson. My brother Curtis Anderson got in contact with me. He wanted to know what I was up to. And I told him I was doing some research on Freddie Dawson, and I told him where I was getting research information from, the sources. And I said it was the Australian Ring magazine. He was like, "What? You got that?" I said, "Yeah, I got the whole collection." So I said, "I'll tell you what I'll do is tomorrow I'll break them all out and I'll do it on a video. I'll show you what I have as far as the Australian Ring magazines. I have every last Ring magazine, Australian magazines, Mexican magazines, Ring, Nat Flashes, from the United States. There was a lot of Ring magazines all over the world, and you might not be aware of them, but I have all of them, every last one of them. Matter of fact, let me just show you what I have here. This is the Christmas edition, so that's December. Then I have November. I have October underneath, September, August, July, May. June is underneath that one. Got March, April, January, February. I have here December. That's 1962. 1961, December, October, November. September, Floyd Patterson on the cover. Got the Boxing 1961 record book. Now, every year, at the end of the year, they came out with the record book for that year. Every last one of those. I love getting information from those. I don't go to the BoxRec or Wikipedia. I go to the direct source. I often find that the records are different from the magazine itself by the time it gets translated to some of these computer websites. So I don't even bother. I just go directly to the source. Here you have Archie Moore, July 1961, June 61, May 61. Got March, February, and January 61. Let me see if I can open this up a little bit. December 1960, November 1960, October, September, August, July, June. These are all 60s. May, we got March and April, January 1960. When you go over here, let's see if I can open that up a little bit. Can't really reach that far. This is 1959. As you can see, you pretty much got the idea. Got them all in chronicle order. That's the record book for 1959. Great information in there. What those books tell you, those record books, it tells you the referee that was supposed to be scheduled and they got postponed. They had a new referee. If it was a rain date, they changed the date of the fight. Tells you who the undercards were on that main event. Gives you a lot of information. So I always enjoy those record books when I try and do some profiles. I pretty much study and then I go ahead and do it off the top of the cuff like I always do when I do my profiles. Right here you have March, April 1959, January, February, and on and on and on. And I just, spread them out for the most part. But I just wanted to give an illustration of some of the magazines I have with the Australian Rings. These are all Australian Ring magazines, every last one of these. But this whole thing came about when I was studying Freddie Dawson. Freddie Dawson was a very good welterweight, fought out of Chicago. Now, he was originally born in Thomasville, Arkansas. He was born January 28th, 1924, and he died June 7th, 1992. Let me clear this up for you. And I met Freddie Dawson personally. Very, very good fighter he was. Very good humanitarian. He was in the ring with very good fighters such as Ike Williams, George Sugar Costner. He was in there with Bernard Dukeson. Bernard Dukeson had a brother by the name of Maxie Dukeson. Very good brothers out of New Orleans. And when he beat Bernard Dukeson, that told me a lot about Freddie Dawson, because Bernard Dukeson was a very good fighter. I knew a guy who, we were very good friends, as a matter of fact, from Louisiana. He was a historian. He told me a lot about Maxie Dukeson and Bernard Dukeson. But Freddie Dawson was in the ring with B.B. Wright. He was in the ring with Luther Rawlins, and I think he was in there with Charlie Solis, knocked out Ike Williams. If I can get closer. Yeah, that's August 1952. So just to give you an idea, just showing you some illustrations. This is a very, very good fighter. He was a world champion. And they had a lot of information on him because he's from Australia. One of the best Australian fighters in my mind was a guy by the name of Davy Sands. Davey Sands was a phenomenal middleweight. He was a welterweight, middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight champion of Australia. Phenomenal fighter he was. They were trying to get it on with him and Ray Robinson, but he unfortunately had a truck accident that overturned. There was 5 brothers. He fought Carl Bubba Olsen twice and defeated Carl Bubba Olsen twice. So it goes to show you how good of a fighter Davey Sands was. Here you go again. The new world champion. This man was some fighter. Very good fighter. Trying to clear this up. I'm having problems with this camera here. So let me show you some more magazines that I pulled out. All right, I pulled out the K.O. Mundell. All these magazines are from the 1950s, early 60s, the entire 1950s collections. This one right here is from the mid 1950s. So you have here, let's see, 556, 555, 554, 553. Then we go to 542 because they're all mixed up. 541, 540, 539, 538, 537. This is the yellow one. 536, 535, 534, 533, 532, 531. You get the idea. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. I got them all here. I wanted to show you this guy here. I know you know who he is. Let me just clear this up. And he was in the ring with them all. He was in there with Muhammad Ali. But most notably, Smoking Joe Frazier. His name is Oscar Ringo Bonavena. And the thing with him, Joe Frazier got knocked down twice. If he got knocked down 3 times, fight would have been over. Bonavena would have won. Joe Frazier's career wouldn't have been the same. In that 1971 fight, 2 undefeated heavyweight champions would not have existed. So that was a very important fight. But Oscar Bonavena was some fighter. The other fight I wanted to show you also, this man here was unbelievable as well. Do some research on him. His name is Jorge Fernandez. Phenomenal fighter he was. You learn a lot about him. He was some fighter. I could tell you stories about him. Unbelievable. Let's move on to some of these other ones. Just while I have these magazines out. 521, 520, 519, 518, 516. Just backing up here. 515, 514, 513, 512. The 504, 503, 502, 501. 500, 499, 498, 497. You get the idea. 494. Here you get 505, 506, 7, 8, 09. This is 552, 551, 550, 549. You get the idea. I just brought out a few magazines. I have so many I can't bring all those magazines out. But I have all of the ring magazines, every last one of them. Australian, American, Mexican. There's so many different kind of ring magazines that came out. It's not even funny. All the Boxing Illustrates, KOs, Big Book Boxing, all of them. But I just wanted to bring this out just to show you. Shout out to my brother Curtis Anderson. I told him I'd do this video so he can see what the magazines look like. So thanks for hanging in there with me. Salute to my subscribers. All great fights and all great fighters will never be forgotten on my channel. Until next video. As a matter of fact, I got a request to do some training books. So that will be next. I'll do that one next. All right, till next time. Salute.